Hey, this is Christopher Herman from Oneofus.net, representing We Are Air, Oneofus.net's premier video game podcast. I'm here at South by Southwest covering all the gaming stuff right now. There's a lot of great stuff here, in particular a really great independent developer scene. I mean, there's some games that I was really interested in, even more than some of like the big titles that are coming out right now. One in particular I think is called Earthfall, which is kind of done in the same style of a Left 4 Dead. It's like 4 players, incorporates like base building during like this kind of alien invasion. And you have to, obviously defeat these aliens while progressing through this story. Now, what the developer told me is that it has more of a narrative, and it's kind of not so much episodic, but they're going to continually build upon the game. They're going to introduce more narrative throughout, so you're going to meet more characters, hopefully learn of like why this alien invasion is taking place, all these different types of alien creatures, how they're kind of interacting with the world. It's something that's pretty unique. Some of the other games that I saw, one in particular was, I think called Thief Town, which is inspired by kind of like Charles Dickens. It kind of has an Oliver Twist vibe where you play Oliver Twist. Instead of being like a street urchin, you're actually an assassin master thief. So you go around, you steal stuff from all these different people, and kill them if you want to.
Where the Water Tastes Like Wine. It's a game about traveling and telling stories in a kind of fantastical America. Your character lost a bet with the wrong person and is doomed to wander the United States, kind of collecting the seeds of folk tales and carrying them around so they can grow into bigger, weirder tales with the telling.
Interesting.
And then there's also these 16 different characters scattered around the U.S. that you are trying to meet and kind of trade stories with to hear about their lives, gain their trust, and kind of get to the point where they show you their inner selves. Each of the 16 characters is written by a different person, so it's kind of like a collection of short stories in game form.
So one of the other games that really stuck out to me was Bootleg Systems. Now this is kind of inspired by kind of Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon. Actually, I think it's partially being developed by one of the people that worked on Far Cry 4. And the whole idea is that it's like set in this like neon kind of city environment, very like great 80s aesthetic, and where the ammunition that you use in the game is actually based on like objects you find in the world. So for example, if you pick up a chair with your weapon, then that's your ammunition for your gun. So you fire chairs or you fire coffee cups. It's really unique. It has like a wonderful art style. One of the other games which I think really stood out to me was a co-op game called Red Rope. Now it's pretty simplistic, but it looks really fun. Where the idea is that you and your co-op partner are actually tied together via this rope. You're tethered together. And you have to like go around these kind of arena-like environments where you have to defeat enemies, wrap them up, kill them. You have to kind of accomplish objectives where you kind of like solve puzzles, and you have to destroy certain things in order to progress throughout the level. It has like tons of like environmental hazards. It gets progressively more difficult, and like you really have to rely on your co-op partner in order to progress. Now, probably my favorite game so far that I've seen was Sundered, where it's very much in the same vein as like a Metroidvania style game, so Super Metroid or Castlevania, where it's kind of like this fantastical kind of like samurai type experience where it's all 2D. You kind of fight all these weird kind of dream-like creatures and monsters, and you progress throughout this level. It gets progressively harder over time. Like the enemy design is really cool, and the thing that really stands out to me is that it can get really overwhelming, and it actually forces you to keep going with level. If you don't, you can get swarmed and overwhelmed by enemies.